cousin David went missing in the desert just outside Gallup, New Mexico in August 2021. He was 27, had been camping alone out there for years, totally comfortable in the wild. I always thought he was half coyote himself. Slept under the stars, tracked deer like a predator, never needed more than a fire and a canteen. He was born out there. That desert was his home. But that summer, something changed. He set out like he always did, solo. Just him and his beat-up Toyota Tacoma. He texted me before he lost signal. If I don't come back in a week, I either met God or got eaten by coyotes. Typical David humor. He never came back. Search and rescue combed the area for 10 days. Nothing. No tent, no gear, no truck, no footprints. Just gone. Like the desert swallowed him. We had a memorial. His mom lit a candle and cried while I read a poem that didn't mean anything. And then, 3 months later, he came back. He walked up to his mom's house, barefoot and shirtless at 3:13 in the morning, covered in dirt and dried blood. His hair was longer, his eyes sunken. But it was him. Same scar on his chin from falling off his bike when we were 12. Same tattoo on his forearm, a little bear paw. Same voice when he said, "Mom." But I knew, right away. That wasn't David. I can't explain how. Maybe it was the way he smiled. Too wide, too slow. Like he was learning how. Or how he blinked just a second too late after you asked him something. Like he had to search for the answer. But most of all, it was the way he looked at me. Hungry. Not like a cannibal or a monster, I don't mean that. I mean he looked at me like I was wearing a mask, and he wanted to try it on. He told the cops he'd gotten lost, survived on cactus water and bugs, couldn't find his truck. His story didn't make sense, but they let it slide. The desert has a way of erasing people. Sometimes they come back broken. That's what people told me. But they didn't see what I saw. They didn't hear him talk in his sleep, in a language I've never heard, low and rattling, like stones grinding together under a floorboard. They didn't see him crouched in the backyard one night, digging in the dirt with his bare hands, whispering into a hole, and they didn't see what he was eating. One morning I came over with groceries. His mom had gone out. I walked in through the back door, and he was in the kitchen, crouched on the counter, not sitting, crouched, like a spider. His neck craned down into a bowl of raw hamburger meat, just swallowing it, barely chewing. He looked up at me and smiled. "Breakfast," he said. "Want some?" That night I went through his room. His boots were untouched, same tread marks as when he left. No signs of use. He hadn't worn them. I found something under his bed, a bundle of sticks bound with deer sinew and what looked like teeth. Not human, not animal either, something in between. I didn't touch it. I didn't sleep. The next day I drove out to the desert. I retraced the route we always took as kids, past the dry gulch, over the ridge with the twisted tree and into the canyon. The truck was there, covered in dust, half buried, like it hadn't moved since August. The driver's door was open. Inside was a shredded sleeping bag, some broken glass, and a stain on the seat that looked like blood. Something had clawed the door from the inside, not scratched, clawed, with deep grooves. I heard something behind me. Footsteps, fast and skittering. I turned around. Nothing, just the wind. But the air, it was wrong, heavy, like the sky had dropped down to sit on my shoulders. I heard a voice, faint, like a whisper from deep underground. It said my name, not shouted, not spoken. It grew in my head, like it had always been there. I ran. I drove home and didn't stop until I reached the edge of town. I tried to tell his mom. She said I was paranoid. David's just been through a lot. But David isn't there. He hasn't been since the night he vanished. Something else came back wearing his skin. That night, I locked all the doors. I stayed up watching the security feed from my porch camera. At 2:19 a.m., he appeared, standing in the middle of the yard, not walking, just appeared. He didn't move for 12 minutes, just stood there, head tilted, smiling. Then the camera cut out. When it came back, he was gone. But there were handprints on my windows, long fingers, too many knuckles. I don't know how to stop it. I don't know what it is, but I remember what my Navajo friend told me when we were kids. Don't say their name out loud. Don't talk about them at night. Don't look them in the eye if they knock on your door. I broke all three. David is still walking around. He still smiles, still talks, still laughs. Sometimes, when he thinks no one is watching, his face goes still, blank, like he's listening to something far away, waiting. And sometimes, just before he blinks, I can see it, something behind his eyes, like he's wearing David's skin, but not very well.